The smallest things set him off. He is an absolutely wonderful, amazing, and caring man, and I love him very much. Please help me to help him. Thank you for your time.
He needs a community. He needs somebody that he can talk to that's not going to pick apart his life. If he's suppressing all of the shit that he's seeing and dealing with at work, and he's going to therapy and they're trying to make him live through that, of course it's going to make him worse. He's repressed all of that.
Probably has
suppressed
PTSD.
It. Huh?
Probably has PTSD.
That's very common in that field.
Yeah.
There are people out there who can compartmentalize very well and let shit go when they leave. Mm-hmm. But there are things that you are going to see in life that you are not going to unsee.
Yeah.
And when you experience those, people in those fields need to have access to a good therapist, right? And it needs to be provided to them through their job. Like that's one of those jobs that should be a benefit of the job. You are saving people's lives. The least that they can do is save yours. You know what I mean? And that's all government work. If you're a firefighter or EMT, there are private EMTs, but that's, ambulance is, but that most of the time is through the government. So if you're working as a government employee, you should have access to that. If he's suicidal and depressed and becoming an alcoholic, that's the conversation that needs to be had. However, she's also assuming these things.
Right.
Why are you crying?
Because there was a night where we were doing a live and there was an email in the folder that should not have been in the folder. And it was a story from an EMT. I didn't live it and I'm fucking traumatized just from hearing the story about it. So
yeah,
I'm just trying to.
The assumption of these things is a problem. If he's becoming mean to you when he's drinking, that's factual. So the conversation is you have a check-in. And during that check-in while he's sober, you tell him, when you start drinking, you become mean to me. And when you become mean, I don't enjoy being around you. It makes it very hard for me to be home. You treat me differently, and I don't want to be treated that way. I don't like you as a person when you're drunk. That gives him an option to stop drinking or to start seeking therapy because he has an opportunity to serve you. And if he's not willing to do those things and he's willing to continue to do what he's doing, then his priority is suppression and not you. And that says a lot. So at that point, then you can maybe find group therapy, or he needs to find a group of men that he can talk to where he can get shit out and they can help him process.
I was just thinking that's what I would do. If I were in this situation and I saw you in a toxic cycle and I have done everything that I can as your wife, I would start reaching out to the men in your life. And I wouldn't divulge anything that you've told me privately. I would just let them know, like, hey, he's really fucking going through it. I don't know what to do anymore. He needs man support. And that would be like, I wouldn't even know what to tell them to do or how to help you. It would just be my husband's going through it and I can't help him as his wife. He needs men in his life.
I think that there is a time in everyone's life where you are so beat down that you're just trying to survive. Yeah. And you find whatever outlet you can get to get you to survive. And that sometimes looks like alcohol. Sometimes it looks like video game escapism.
Sometimes it looks like sex.
Cheating, right? It looks like a lot of things. And those things are how we exist. And when you're in that existence and you are doing the best that you fucking can and everything is happening, when you were in that moment, sorry, my phone just went fucking ape shit. I don't need all of that nonsense. When you are living in that existence, you don't want people trying to pull you out of it because you think that you're doing enough, like you're surviving right now. And sometimes that survival is all you fucking got. And I've been at that depression where, like, even though I'm existing and I'm holding my shit together, I'm still going to work, I'm still paying my bills, I know that eventually I'm going to get over this.
Yeah.
Right? Because you make it through everything. That's why men don't go to the doctor a lot of the time. Oh, my knee hurts. It'll go away.
Or you get used to it.
Right. It's no different with our mental health. And with the stigma that comes along with that, that's a whole different discussion as well. But having a community or a really good gym bro, or just even a friend that you can really unload on when you need to unload, it's a vent. You let a little bit of that steam out so that you can just continue to exist. If you are a man who's listening to this podcast and you are in that survival right now, there are options for you to get out of that survival, but you are going to have to make the decision to do it. And you're going to have to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. And when you're already fucking depressed and you're already going through that, it's going to be even harder to do it, which is why you need to do the work when you're not feeling like you are feeling. However, you're not going to get out of this if you don't start making changes. And if you're surviving and you're living that way, you don't want to fucking live that way. It's why men are killing themselves at fucking record numbers. We don't know what to do, and that seems like the best fucking option in the moment because it's the easiest. So you need to find a community of men. Start going to church, stop drinking, go if you're a veteran, go to the VA, find meetings, whatever it is that you need to do that can provide you some sort of support. Find somebody that you trust that doesn't judge you, that can listen, or even just fucking sit there and have a beer with you in silence, even though you're not supposed to be drinking because you're an asshole when you drink. Sometimes that can become a dinner outing where you talk about your family or you talk about the troubles of work. Why are you crying still?
I'm crying now because I'm glad that you didn't do that.
Yeah.
I can't say that if you had done it, I wouldn't know you.
Yeah.
Like my life, I would never experience this life. So I wouldn't know what I could have, but I know what my life would be like if you weren't here.
Yeah. It's a dark place to be in, and there's nothing that anybody can do for you. So for her to write this email about help me help him, you can't help him. He has to make the decision to start making changes in his life. And hopefully people who are in that rut that hear this go, okay, he's right. I'm the fucking problem. What can I do to fix this? And starts making the changes, because that man is affecting this woman. And though that this email is from a selfish standpoint, as shitty as that sounds, because it's not about helping him, it's about the way she feels when he's going through what he's going through, because her life is now being impacted by his depression
and his alcoholism.
So if you think that you're going through it and you're masking and you're just getting enough to get by, you are affecting those around you. It destroys relationships, marriages. It destroys your fucking children. Like, it's on you to pull yourself out of that. And you pull yourself up by the bootstraps. I don't give a fuck if men are going to go, well, you shouldn't say shit like that. Yeah, you fucking should. Lift your fucking chin up, bro. Like, let's fucking problem solve.
Yeah.
I can't problem solve him through your email. You can't do that either. If he wants to help, he can send an email and we can talk to him. But you can't fix people. Therapy doesn't fix people. Therapy gives you the tools for them to fix themselves. If you could wave a magic wand and everyone's mental illness and fucking autism and depression and CPTSD and fucking
borderline,
everything that exists out there could just go away, we would find new shit to be a fucking problem. It doesn't work that way. People who lived their entire life from the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s until now that were unable to get diagnosed with all the cool names that you guys have now had to learn their own coping mechanisms and masks to get through life, and have had to learn to mirror other people's behavior to fit into a normal society. And they did it on their fucking own. And a lot of people didn't make it. You guys have a lot more fucking tools now at your disposal than ever in history to start working through your shit. And for you not to do that is laziness. You are doing a disservice to your family. You are doing a disservice to the people around you who love you. But at the end of the day, that's not their problem. It's yours. Because your depression is your problem. It's not those around you. Nobody's coming to save you. That's all there is to that.
Yep.
I wish that I had some magic fucking remedy for what's going on with this chick, or with this guy, but he's not the one asking for help for himself. You're asking for help for him. You can try to be understanding and supportive, but unless he knows what's going on with you, why would he change?
Right.
So that's the answer. You need to be fully transparent with him in the way that he makes you feel when all of this is going on. And you need to be accepting that if this is the way he's choosing to live his life, you may not be a fit for his life.
And that's a hard thing to realize too.
Mm-hmm. Because you take it personal.
Yeah.
It's not personal. This has nothing to do with you.
Absolutely nothing to do with you.
He's dealing with his demons.
Yeah.
You're an innocent bystander right now. You're the fucking kid at SeaWorld that just got splashed.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that, found it entertaining, funny or even learned something you didn't know before, share it. And if you're not subscribed, why aren't you? And for those of you who want to support us, get access to exclusive content and live streams, we do have a Patreon. All the links are in the description.